morning. We made it to Thursday. I don't know why I'm surprised by that, but I feel rather delighted. So I'll sit here in gratitude this morning for it. So welcome to Yoga with Tina. Top of the morning to you. So low and slow day, we try to hold poses a little bit longer. Maybe invite some deeper pose. As you're breathing into it, as you're holding the pose a little bit longer, remember the breath. So deep inhales and exhales. On the exhales, let go of whatever's not serving you today. Allow your body to restore itself. So that's the plan for Thursday. I always like doing that on Thursdays as we start to enter the weekend. Let yourself rest. I say that jokingly because I'm a mom that has 2 competitive sports kids. So sometimes I have to rest during the week. But I say that to you, just allow yourself to reset and rest this weekend. Maybe make some tea. Maybe do a little yoga on your own. Do a little stretching. Nap. Restore. So hopefully this kind of sequence helps you to inspire that as you enter Saturday and Sunday. So with that, we're starting in seated pose. I'm introducing a couple of new neck stretching releases. I've been practicing them the last several days and I love them. So I hope you like it too. So join me in a seated posture on your mat. Start bringing your focus to yourself. Right, start bringing your focus to your practice. Start listening to your body. Take just a moment and give gratitude for showing up for yourself today. Let that nourish you today. So find the sit bones connected. Lengthen the spine. The more we lengthen the spine, the more room it gives our lungs to receive that beautiful breath. So if we're kind of like slouched a little bit, it's harder for our lungs to expand. We are entering cold and flu season. We are still in the middle of a pandemic and the virus attacks our lungs. So I encourage you, practice the breath. Practice it before you need it, because we need it when we are lacking in that breath. So practice it. So lengthen that spine, lower the shoulders. Kind of stack everything one on top of each other. Lower the chin slightly towards the chest. And just notice the space you're giving yourself. So on the inhales, notice how much more you can expand. And maybe even play with the idea of hunching over just to have something to compare it to. So when I feel like my shoulders are rounded and lowered, I find it a little bit harder. So a lengthened spine helps our mind to be alert that we're here for stillness. Invite the palms to be closed on the knees or connected with the earth if you are desiring and craving some grounding. And if you are ready to receive the energy around you, invite the palms to be face up. Invite the eyes to close or be still. And then starting at the top of the head, all the way to the bottoms of the feet, notice. Notice how the body is feeling today. Notice all the parts that feel good. Notice the parts that might be causing you a bit of trouble. Try to notice without judgment. But notice so that you can breathe into those spaces, either breathing in gratitude for the places that feel good, or allowing the exhale to release the places of tension. Soften the jaw, soften the skin of the face. If it feels right, maybe allow a small smile on the lips. Maybe bringing separation between the top and bottom teeth and releasing the tongue from the top of the mouth. Invite that deep breath in through the nose, filling, expanding, holding at the top, and then draining the breath, drawing the belly button in towards the backbone. 4 more times on your own. Deep inhales. Long, slow exhale. each exhale, see if you can soften while maintaining the posture, maintaining your alignment. Perhaps loosening the feet or the legs, softening the arms. One more deep breath in through the nose, expand, make this the longest breath. Holding at the top, and then long, slow exhale to release, slowly draining, taking your time. Drawing the belly button in towards the backbone, holding at the bottom. And then coming to a neutral breath. And then starting with our neck releases, just draw the chin down towards the chest. Start opening up the very top of the spine. So knowing this might inhibit the breath just a little bit by having the chin all the way down. Still try to expand and release. And then release back to neutral. Draw the right ear to the right shoulder. And then take your left hand, instead of to the fingertips, bend the elbow and draw that arm behind the back. So the back of the hand is at the small of the back. So this is just stabilizing the posture and the alignment. It's opening up this left shoulder and allowing the release of the right ear to the right shoulder just a little bit more. And then to deepen this stretch, you can take the right arm up and over, fingertips lightly to the left side of the head. So you're not just getting a stretch on the left side of the neck, but you're getting that beautiful stretch on the left side of the neck too. Softly releasing that right shoulder, maintaining the alignment of the spine, keeping the jaw soft. And then releasing the fingertips from the side of the head back down to the earth. Head comes back to neutral. And then turn the chin, not all the way to the right shoulder, but almost drawing the chin in line with the underarm. And then drawing the nose towards the underarm. And just noticing how that stretch feels just a little bit different than what we normally do. Long, slow inhales and exhales. And then returning everything to neutral, keeping that left arm behind the back, and now just looking right in line with the right shoulder. And then slowly release, setting up the other side. So release the left arm, and now left ear to left shoulder. Notice if you are tighter on one side than the other. I'm always tighter on this right side. And now take the right arm to the small of the back and lightly bring the left fingertips to the right side of the head. Making sure the spine stays nice and long and expanded. Deep inhales and exhales. Lowering that right shoulder. On the next exhale, release the left fingertips, drawing the head back to neutral, keeping the right arm behind the back. And then turning the chin in line with the underarm and slowly releasing the chin in that direction. So this stretch is kind of getting the ligaments that go through the side of the neck. Keeping the shoulders stacked over the hips. And then release the head back to neutral. And then just draw the eyes in line with the left shoulder. Fingertips of the left hand can be down to the earth. Right arm is still at the small of the back. And then slowly release. And then just giving your legs a little bit of a break. Bring the left leg in front, if that's what's been tucked under. Mostly if you're right-handed, typically the right leg always goes in front on your cross legs. Perhaps you're a little bit different. Cradling the left knee and the left foot in your hand, just rocking side to side, warming up the hip. I'm in a mood today, you guys. I'm not sure. I'm not sure, but feeling a little weird freak flag flying today, so enjoy. And then slowly, if it feels good, invite that left foot into the crease of the right leg. If that doesn't feel good, you can always back off, bring the foot closer to the knee, but never any pressure on the knee. Or if you have a block handy, you can release it right on top of the block. So whatever feels good in your practice today. And then light pressure, if you want a deeper stretch, light pressure of the left hand on top of the left leg, keeping the alignment to release a little bit more. This is half lotus, so if full lotus is in your practice, go for it. I'm not feeling it today, but if you were wanting to try, you can bring that right leg slowly up and over into the crease of the left leg. And then slowly release. If you're in full lotus, release both and then switch sides. Golden rule of yoga, what you do on one side, you do on the other. I say that to my preschoolers, but it translates to us that are a little bit more experienced, not always mature. Rocking the right knee and the right foot back and forth, and then slowly inviting the top of the right foot into the crease of the left leg. Same thing if you did full lotus on the other side, invite the left leg into the crease of the right foot, or the crease of the right leg. And then if you want to deepen the stretch in half lotus or in full lotus, just light pressure, keeping your alignment but light pressure. Never ever any strain in the knees here. Breathing into the space. And then slowly unwind and release. Draw the knees underneath the body. Coming into tabletop. Shoulders over wrists, hips over knees. And then just slowly rocking forward and back. As you rock back, turn the toes under and go ahead and get a nice stretch in the arch and in the heels. So just sinking the hips back, and then as you come forward, just warming up the wrists, maybe side to side, maybe turning the fingertips so that you're getting the full range. If you have limitations in the wrist or have any carpal tunnel issues that you might be dealing with, be very mindful when you are doing this kind of movement with your wrists. Otherwise, this is the part of yoga that helps prevent carpal tunnel. You can even bring the fingertips in towards themselves, still rocking side to side, and then bringing the fingertips back pointed towards the front of the mat. Turn the toes under, press the hips back, release the shoulders, continue the breath. The more you sink back on the heels, the deeper the arch, the stretches in the arch. And then release the knees out to the long edge of the mat. Invite the toes to meet behind. Release the hips once again. Reaching the arms out in front. Engage the arms and then release into extended child's pose for 5 breaths. With each exhale, see if you can move the fingertips away from the body just a little bit more, or sink the hips a little bit lower. After your fifth exhale, slowly coming back to tabletop, resetting knees underneath the hips, shoulders over wrists. And then on the exhale, round the spine, release the chin, tuck the tailbone under into cat pose. Taking your time, if you feel any tension or if part of that release feels really good, take a moment there. Otherwise, inhale, scooping the spine, lifting the tailbone for cow. And just flowing with your breath 2 more times. Exhale for cat. Pressing the earth away. Inhale, scooping for cow pose. One last time. Exhale, tuck, lift, press. And inhale, scoop. Lift the tailbone, eyes towards the front of the mat. And then come to neutral spine. Walking the hands forward just a little bit. Pressing the fingertips in the palms, and then releasing the legs behind, bending the elbows, coming into baby cobra. So baby cobra is almost, I don't know, maybe a little bit more challenging than full cobra. Shoulders are released, elbows tucked in tight next to the chest. If you would like to flow with this, slowly lower. Inhale, rise. If you like to hold, just hold for 4 more breaths. Just keep the breath flowing. After the 4th exhale, slowly release one hand on top of the other, bending the knees and windshield wipering back and forth. And then release the legs. Tuck the hands right next to the chest, elbows in towards the body, and then press up into full cobra. So the legs, the knees are released to the mat. This time, we're pressing the whole body up. The tops of the feet are connected, shoulders released. You can flow with this, just be very mindful with the movements. 3 more deep inhales and exhales. On the next exhale, slowly lower everything down. One hand on top of the other, forehead released. Windshield wiper the legs back and forth. The windshield wipering just releases any tension from the lower back. Those are back bends. So we just counteract it by softening the area again. Release the legs down. Open the arms up into a T, forehead connected with the earth. Legs are engaged. And then bending the elbow, draw that left hand towards the chest, press the earth away with the left hand, stacking one leg over the other. Head can be released down to a block if it feels good, or just holding it in place. So I know we've done these shoulder releases several times in the last couple of weeks. Obviously one of my favorites. I just love how it releases the tension from that area when I'm hunching over my phone or laptop too much. And then slowly release. Opening up to a T, forehead release to the mat, and then drawing the right hand in towards the chest, pressing the mat away, switching sides. And then slowly on the next exhale, release. And come up to the forearms. So bringing the right forearm parallel with the front of the mat, bending the left knee, reaching back for the left foot. So your choice, so right shoulder stays released, your choice. Either holding the left foot on the outside, or if that feels good and there's no tension or pressure on the knee, you can come from the inside of the foot, and it just allows a little bit more range of motion. So you're almost, instead of on the outside, the heel comes straight in towards the hip. This time, the heel almost kind of moves towards the outside of the hip. But again, no tension, no strain on the knee. And then slowly release. Switching sides. Left shoulder is released. Deep inhales and exhales. And then slowly release, bending both knees this time. Reaching back, this time on the outside of the foot. I don't know that I've ever tried doing the inside of the foot for bow pose. Maybe we'll approach that another day. On the inhale, either staying right here, this is fine, or you can lift by really pressing the feet into the hand and opening up that chest space. As you are breathing, you might feel the movement of the body. Be mindful that there's no strain in the knees. Just know this is a great quad stretch. Strengthening the glutes here. Keeping the core engaged. Jaw stays soft. And then slowly release everything down. One hand on top of the other. And then windshield wipering one more time. And release the legs. Slide the hands next to the chest, tuck the elbows in. Press the earth away. And knees together, invite child's pose, just to round the small of the back, counteracting the back bends. With the arms extended in front, releasing from the heels, turn the toes under, come into downward dog. Bending the knees to allow the ears to come between the arms, slow pedal. Feel that stretch on the back side of the leg. So really reaching into that hamstring area, slow pedal. Jaw stay soft. Neck and head stay released. Three-legged dog, so lift left leg, keeping the hips square, and then bend the right knee and send the left, sending the left knee to the left wrist. So instead of draping over into our pigeon pose, this time, bend the right knee. So we've got left knee to left wrist, and then bending the right knee. Just notice how that feels. If this is not feeling good to you, then stay with the regular pigeon where you're draping over. And then if you'd like, bring that left hand to center. See if maybe you can reach back for the right foot. And again, if it's not working for you, just stay in the reclined pigeon. On the next exhale, release the right leg back down, plant the hands, turn the right toes under, coming back into downward dog, pedal it out. And then slowly come into plank pose. So setting up shoulders over wrists, pressing into the heels, and then play with the idea of just slightly lifting the left foot. Core is engaged. And then release. Draw the knees back to the mat, press the hips back, child's pose, release for 3 deep breaths. And then slowly release the chin to the chest, curl all the way up. So modified camel pose, maybe grab your block. Turn the toes under, but stay high on the knees. So if you like to, feel like a block for camel pose. We've done this a few times. Then just place it right between your feet so that you have an easier place to reach. So your choice. So reminder with camel, we always start by hinging back first. It kind of just reduces the amount of space between you and where you're going. So starting with the left side, hinging back, fingertips either to the block or to the heel, sweep the right arm up and over. So another back bend, be mindful of that. Right shoulder is released. And then slowly release the right arm and come back up to neutral. If your spine needs a little bit of a break, maybe move that block out of the way, round the spine in between. Curl the spine back up, tuck the toes under, hinging back, reach for the right foot, sweep the left arm up and over. And then release. And again, if it feels good, round the spine for just a breath and then come back up. To deepen the stretch, you can also keep the feet, the tops of the feet planted on the earth. You decide. So coming into the full expression, again, we're hinging back. You can reach for the block if it's close enough, or tuck the toes under, reaching for the heels, or playing with the idea of hinging back, reaching, tops of the feet are connected. Once you hinge back and find the heels, then open and curve the spine. Slowly release one hand and then the other, knees together. Release 5 deep breaths in child's pose. Arms can be extended or swept next to the sides. And then keeping the hands where they are, turn the toes under. Lift back into downward facing dog. 3 breaths here. And then release coming into full plank. Shoulders stacked over wrists, pressing into the knees. Pressing into the heels. I don't know, I can't talk today. Slowly lift the right foot off the ground. If this doesn't feel good, come back to full plank or even assisted plank. Release the right toes down, send the hips high into downward facing dog. And then slowly lift the right foot into 3-legged dog. Hips are square to the front of the mat. Bend the right knee to right wrist. Coming into pigeon. Extending the left leg long, so staying here, or walking the arms out to drape over the body, or bending the left knee. Plant the right hand to center, reaching back with the left. Shoulders are released. So this is a modified king pigeon. Full king pigeon, you would lift and reach both hands back, releasing the shoulders. On the next exhale, releasing from your modified cake pigeon or walking the hands back. And then this time, slowly just release to the right hip and sweep the left leg around, coming into a seated pose. Finding those sit bones. Right hand to the outside of the left knee, left hand release behind, inhale, lengthen, exhale, twist. Using the leverage of the right fingertips on the outside of the leg, releasing the right shoulder down. And then slowly unwind, switching sides, left hand to the outside of the right knee, right hand released behind. Inhales, we extend. Exhales, we twist, looking out over the shoulder. On the next exhale, release bottoms of the feet together, coming into butterfly pose. The more the heels are tucked into the hips, the deeper the hip release. Stacking, aligning, and then on the exhale, hinging at the hips, releasing the knees away from the body. To deepen the stretch, you can keep the bottom seam of the feet together and allow the tops of the feet to open as if like a book. Just holding onto the ankles instead of the toes. Shoulders are released. On the next exhale, slowly roll the spine back up. Extend both legs long. Toes pointed up, knees pointed up. Find the sit bones in your alignment, and then cross right foot over the left knee. Sitting up tall, like almost hugging that right knee in towards the chest, and then release the right arm behind, bending the elbow of the left arm, and then bringing that left elbow on the outside of the right knee. If that's too much of a twist, then just hug the left elbow around the right knee. Palm of the left hand is pointed away from the body. Right shoulder is released. And then slowly unwind. Release both legs long, sitting up tall. Extend the arms overhead, engage the core. Slowly hinging, reaching the fingertips away from the body. Reaching as far as they'll go. Shoulders are still released. Release the fingertips down and then soften over the legs. Release chin to chest, roll the spine all the way up. Setting up for the other side. So left is crossed over the right. Left arm released behind. Bending the right elbow, bringing the right elbow on the outside of the left. Slowly looking out over the left shoulder. Right palm is facing away from the body. Right knee and right toes pointed up towards the sky. And then slowly unwind and release. Release both legs long. Inhale, reach the arms up and overhead. Exhale, reaching the fingertips as far as they'll go. Shoulders released. And then soften the body towards the tops of the legs. On the next exhale, chin towards the chest, roll the spine all the way up, scoot the body towards the front of the mat, slowly release all the way down. Nice and controlled. Draw the knees in towards the chest, give yourself a hug, maybe a kind word. Rocking side to side, really massaging that spine. We've done a lot of back bends today. Be mindful to be good to your spine. And then slow circles in one direction and the other. And just know that the back bends that we're doing, it's both stretching and strengthening, which is great. It keeps us standing upright and strong. And then come to neutral. Draw the knees in towards the chest one last time. Extend the legs up towards the sky, flexing the feet, holding behind the legs, and slowly keeping the spine connected with the earth. Shoulders are released, and just noticing how bringing a little bit of pressure behind the legs, drawing the knees in, changes the stretch. Just a little bit more intense or deep. No pain in yoga. One more deep breath. On the exhale, bring the bottoms of the feet together, using the leverage of the elbows as the legs come in close to the chest. Shoulders are released, and then the leverage of the elbows allows the hips to release, so the knees are releasing out to the side. Press the bottoms of the feet together, noticing how that changes the stretch. And then slowly draw the knees back together, open the arms up into a T, release the knees to the right hand side, and then look out over the left. To deepen the stretch, you can bring a hand to the top leg or even straighten both legs out. One more deep breath. On the exhale, bring the knees back to neutral, reset the spine, and then slowly release the knees to the left-hand side, looking out over the right. Placing a hand to the top leg, or even straightening the legs out to deepen the stretch. On the next exhale, drawing the knees back to neutral, resetting the spine, give yourself another hug, and then releasing both feet up towards the sky. Engage the core, draw fingertips underneath the hips, slowly release the legs all the way down to prepare for Shavasana. As the heels connect, release the fingertips from underneath, allow the feet to naturally open. Release the arms next to the sides, palms facing up. Scoot those shoulders away from the ears. Soften the jaw. Invite the eyes to close. Feel the vibration of the body in the soles of the feet and in the palms of the hands. Soften the tops of the feet. Release each toe one at a time. Soften the legs. Release any tension from the hips. Soften and release the stomach. Sometimes we hold tension and stress in our stomach. See if you can soften and release. Imagine drawing a line from the base of the spine all the way to the top of the spine. And as you are slowly drawing that line, release each vertebrae one at a time. Soften the shoulders down towards the earth, opening the heart and the chest space. Release the jaw. Soften the cheeks, the ears, the nose. Release any tension from the eyes and the forehead. Taking a deep breath in through the nose, and on the exhale, release from the top of the head, washing over the body and through the soles of the feet. For just a few moments, I'll let you rest, and then you'll hear my voice again. start to hear the sound of my voice, start bringing awareness back to your space. Noticing and giving a moment of gratitude for your stillness. Noticing the breath. Inviting small movements into the fingers and toes, and then as you feel ready, slowly rolling to one side, keeping the eyes closed. Maybe drawing the knees in towards the chest. Always giving gratitude for the body's ability to pause, even if it doesn't feel natural. So allowing that pause to create that beautiful stillness, thoughtfulness, intention for what we say and how we act. Knowing there's power in that pause, power in thinking before we speak and thinking before we act. Thinking with not just our own intentions and our own feelings, but also giving grace and honor to those that we are encountering. Whether they're people that we serve every day, or sometimes it's easier almost to be impatient and maybe not think before we speak with the people that we're closest to, the people that we are most vulnerable with. So appreciating and giving pause that our beautiful minds and our beautiful bodies are built for that pause. We just have to train it a little bit. Know that you are beautifully and perfectly made just the way that you are, exactly the way that you are. Invite vulnerability and authenticity. Show those that you serve and those you encounter the way. Sometimes showing other people can be a burden. Let that burden be also a gift. So be gentle and kind with yourself. Take the time, drink tea. Take a nap if your body tells you you need a nap. Fuel your body. Be good to your body. Be good to your mind. Be gentle with yourself. As you feel ready, join me in a seated posture, fingertips to the earth, finding your alignment in your grounded space one more time. On the next inhale, as you feel ready, open the arms up wide, collect this beautiful energy you help create into the palms of your hands. Exhale into heart center. Thumbs to the heart to remind us we are never alone, and we are all connected by no mistakes. May you be safe, may you be well, may you be at ease, and may you know peace. Namaste. The light in me honors the light in you.